Hello and welcome to Havana, Cuba. It is November 2025 and I decided to make this video as a lot of people are asking all sorts of different things in Cuba, and I'm gonna try to explain a few of them. So now you decided to come to the sunny, warm, beautiful Cuba. I think the first thing you're gonna need is insurance. Me personally, I think it's one of the Spanish companies. The insurance per day it's $1, and it works. I was talking with the people around here who actually used it, and it works. Everything is perfectly fine. In the case of the emergency or medical emergency while you're in Cuba, there is a hospital. It's called Sierra Garcia. It's a little bit out of central Havana. Any problems, you go there. You can pay. You can pay with your card, or that being Visa, not American Express, or you can go through insurance. On my last visit, I had a small eye infection. I paid, I think it was $44 with a doctor examining the eyes, antibiotic eye drops, and moisturizing eye drops. And it was very smooth procedure, all fine. So insurance number one. What I would also recommend to get VPN. If I want to check my balance here through my bank app, it's causing slightly problem, but with a VPN I can check my balance, do the bank transfer, and absolutely everything fine. So that's one of the things. Another thing I would say, if you are planning to stay for some time here, you should get app called La Nave. It's basically the same as our Uber. The only difference is with the Uber you have your car details and they take payment automatically. With the La Nave you call them all the same, but the payment is made in a cash on the end of the journey. So that's regarding that. Regarding the internet, well, there is a couple of options really. And I see it. You can get eSIM, which works perfectly fine. You buy it online, well, as you do. The other option is to get a Cuban SIM card. That option also works fine, and you can actually buy the SIM card and then just collect it at the airport when you arrive. If you're planning to stay here for a longer time, I would maybe recommend that. As I use the La Nave, or taxi company, you would need a Cuban number to enter over there, because once you order the taxi, they call you to confirm and so on. So I would say that will be good options. One other thing I would really recommend is to make a copy of your passport. As you go around, just in the case if police stops you, ask you or anything, which is really unlikely. They're very friendly towards the tourist, but in a case something happens, rather than carry your passport around or the fear maybe being stolen or something like that, I always make a lot of copy of my passport and I take a copy with me, which is absolutely fine. So I would say make a copies of your passports, quite a few of them, so you can carry around with you. Regarding the money, everybody keeps saying bring more than you need, and I would also say the same. Withdrawing the cash here, it's really big no. So I would say bring cash with you. Official exchange rate is quite bad. Changing money on the street, it's illegal. Although a lot of people doing it, it's up to you. I can't recommend any of them. It's really up to you. Be sensible, and you know what you're doing. The cards, or these Western cards, Visa and MasterCard, well, my Visa from England worked perfectly fine. In some places they actually required to present the passport when you're paying with a card. Not on many places, but on some. And wherever you pay with a card, you actually need to have a physical card with entering your PIN. So Apple Pay and stuff like that, it doesn't work from my experiences. Then the thing to bring to Cuba, regarding the cosmetic, I think all of the ladies' makeup and stuff like that, I would advise to bring with you. You can get stuff here, but when you're on holidays, you really don't want to be chasing from one shop to another, getting one stuff here, one thing there. You want to enjoy your holidays rather than chasing the different purchases. I think quite important it will be to bring, let's say, hair gel, sun protection. It's really important. I've seen few of the sun protection creams around here. The factor was very low and it's really hard to get them. So I think that's definitely something you should bring with you. Mosquitoes, that's the big one. Now during the summer, our summer European months, it's a kind of rainy season, wet summer here. So there is a much more mosquitoes, and this year was quite a lot of problems. Now it's November, so mosquitoes are down, although trust me, they still bite every now and then. So I would say mosquito repellent is one of the must things. Razors for shaving for the guys. I think that's also something that will be very useful to bring. Just in case, like I said, you really don't want to go chasing the purchases and stuff like that. Regarding medication, I would advise anybody to bring some paracetamol, ibuprofen, basically the painkillers, maybe the plasters, just in case if you get any scratches and bruises, so you can protect, stuff like that. I would also advise or recommend really to bring quite a few buckets. If you use it, you use it. If you don't use it, you can give to the people in Cuba. They will be extremely grateful. It is something that that become useful to everybody. But basically, bring all the medication that you think you may need, all the cream, all the medication. That said, you really don't need to bring any soaps, any shampoo and stuff like that. There is a lot small private shops. They're literally in every corner. Selection is maybe a little bit on the low side, but if you're not picky, you need a shampoo, you're gonna get it. If you need a soap, you're gonna get it. Now, if you're staying in hotels, I think quite a lot of things is gonna be maybe easier. With the Airbnb, you're gonna need this stuff, I think. But like I said, you walk around and you're gonna see it's a lot of shops. So, saying that, I would also recommend to bring the power battery, the battery bank basically, and keep it charged. This happens, although not very often, but it does happen. The electricity goes off for an hour or two. In that case, you may need maybe charge your telephone or stuff like that. So that will be also recommended. Once you're here, I'm sure you're gonna go out quite a lot, drinking, Habana Libre, mojitos and stuff like that. So it's basically really depends, the prices really depends on the places that you go. So I would say the meal with a drink, let's say one meal, one drink for one person, can be anything between $10 and $50. It all really depends on which place do you go and what do you eat. For example, on a beach that we've been going, mojito it's I think $1.50, and big fish. Now, if you're a big eater and fish lover, for me, one fish it was like, I wouldn't say too much, but it was huge. It could serve two people, and it was I think $10-11. So the prices are not that bad, especially for us Europeans. I mean, if you live here, the situation is probably a little bit different. Once you get here, I'm sure you're gonna make a few trips. One or a couple of them really, no, let me rephrase that differently. When you are here, you have to go to Varadero. Varadero is a lovely touristic area, but not because of that. The beaches over there are really something must see. They are fantastic. The color of the water, the white sand, it's really something worth visiting. Now the trip, I took it with my friend, and we went on a private trip with a taxi. So it was all day. We stopped in one small town, see some caves on the way there. I spent the day on the beach. It was $110, which is not cheap. You can find a cheaper option, but the trip is 2 hours in one direction and 2 hours back, obviously. The other trip a lot of people do, it's a Valley of Belaños. It's basically they growing tobacco. There's a few other things to see over there. It's a kind of those two things a must to see. But they also have a lot of other local trip, which I'm sure you're gonna find it. The beaches in Havana, they are about half an hour, 40 minutes drive from Havana Center to the beach. Most of them are, there's like a stretch of land, let's say 3-5 kilometers, and one beach after another, and they all have a different name. Together, there are 3 really options. You can get a taxi. That will be about anything between $20 to $30 there and back, I would say. It all depends. Taxi drivers, your level of Spanish, your level of negotiation, the price and stuff like that. But between $20 and $30 a return trip, I would say. Once you're there, they have umbrellas with the sunbeds. If you take a small umbrella with a sunbed, that will be about $1.20. If you decided to take the big one with the 2 sunbeds, that will be about $3.50 for a day. So that's actually quite affordable. So one way, get a taxi. The second way, there is a touristic bus, and it goes from the central Havana. That's actually quite easy to find. The trip with the bus, it's a $10 a return trip, and I think it goes every 30 or every 40 minutes. And the last bus from the beach to the city center, it's at 5 o'clock. So that is really not the most convenient thing, because if you want to stay a little bit longer, sunset on the beach, stuff like that, you're gonna miss the bus. So that's, but it is one of the options. And the third option, which I started using lately, especially on the long stays and being on a budget, it's a taxi colectivo. So it's basically this old Cuban cars. There is 6 people in the back, 3 people in the front, and that option is, well, you travel with the local people, which is excitement on its own. And the return ticket for that one, it will be $3. The stand for that one, it's a little bit more difficult to find, but if you ask people, they will be more than happy to help you. People here are extremely friendly and helpful, Billy. So, couple of things that you need to be careful about. Vaping, for example. Vaping is not allowed in Cuba. It is not allowed. Okay, let's just say like that. I've seen a few people vaping, so I guess maybe towards the tourists they're a little bit more lenient. But officially it's not allowed. And another kind of big thing not to do is do not take the pictures of the police or army or officials, stuff like that. But for anything else, if you need any information, any help, you should always ask your Casa Particular or your Airbnb host or at your hotel reception. They know all information. From my experiences here in Cuba, the longer you stay, Well, I guess that's everywhere. The longer you stay, the more information you get. Everybody knows everybody, or everybody knows a lot of people. So if you need any information, if you need anything basically while you're staying in Cuba, you should always, or the first thing, the first person to ask for help, it will be your host. So I hope this information helps you a little bit around your trip, and I wish you a fantastic trip in Cuba, Havana. This is particularly my experience in Havana. Regarding the rest of the Cuba, I don't know, as I have not been in many places yet. But I will go around and maybe I will give you some more information about that. It is November 2025 outside. It's a little bit cloudy day, a little bit windy day, so not perfect for the beach. And that's about it. If you decide to come here, I'm sure you're gonna have an unforgettable holidays, unforgettable experience. So have a good time, stay safe, and enjoy your trip.